Incoming transmission.
Welcome, Watchers of Illusion, to my Castle of Confusion. It's the 26th of September, and I've got another Amstrad game for you to look at. Check this out. It's Boulder Dash, and this was released on quite a few systems, the Spectrum and the C64, being just two of those systems. Now, I did have this on the ZX Spectrum, and I think it did a better job, but we're going to check this out anyway. See if we can figure it out. Okay, I don't want keys, I want joystick so that everyone can see that you can play on joystick. And here is our pretty screen. Isn't it lovely? And the sound is spectacularly bad. Okay. So anyway, the idea of the game is to collect gems, or circles with lines in them. I'm sure they actually look like gems on the Spectrum version. The idea is to collect those and then make your way to the exit without crushing yourself to death with these boulders, which is... It sounds easy enough, doesn't it? But that's actually quite a challenge. I used to have many an hour for fun on the Specky version. Let's have a look and see how it compares, though, because this so far, I don't know, it doesn't look as good. I'm pretty sure from memory that the gems actually look like gems on the Spectrum version. Now, the other thing you've got to be careful of here is that you don't trap your gems under the rocks, because if you do, it's going to be difficult to actually get those out. So we're going to have to drop those like that, grab it from underneath, and then get out of there. Yeah, I'm not overly impressed, actually. It's a shame, because I remember it being very good on the Specky. Or maybe I'm those rose-tinted glasses, but I don't think so. I think the Specky version was actually better. Not as many colours, but then saying that, it's not exactly colourful now, is it? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, here's some colour. Oh, look at that. Look at the lovely pink earth that we've got to contend with here. Right, so, as you saw, we have to collect the set amount of gems and make our way to the exit. That is the basis of the game, and that is an enemy there, that colourful square, bouncing backwards and forwards. We don't want to let him out if we can avoid it, just because it gives us extra stuff to worry about. You can drop boulders on them as well, so that's quite good fun. But you've got to watch you don't drop boulders on yourself as well. There's not really much sound to speak of here. There's a really horrible sort of noise, is the only thing I can really say, when the level is loading in, and that's a bit of a shame. I think they could have made a better effort, considering that the Amstrad has actually got quite a nice sound bank. Again, it's very garish, this colour, I have to say. But as you can see there, you can push the boulders along, but you can't push them along if there's like two next to each other or three, because it's like real life. The more stones that you've got stacked up against you, you can't really move them. So you can push one boulder. So there you go. And I'm not sure why that's suddenly doing that. Maybe that's just to say that we've got enough gems and we can make our way to the exit now. Animation wise, it's really jerky. That's really not a nice smooth transitional pull across the screen, is it? That's a shame. It's just not. And the main character just, I mean, he looks, I don't know, Repton, but then again, I suppose it's kind of what this game is anyway, isn't it? But yeah, it's just, I mean, that's not pretty, is it? I mean, pink and green, fantastic. But it's not a great game. The main character just looks odd. Oh, that was good when I just got squashed by a boulder. Yeah, so we're going to have to start this level again. As what is exactly going to happen now. But it's a good game. It's just not good on the Amstrad. Sorry to say. I thoroughly enjoyed the Spectrum version, and I'll have to review that one just so you guys can see the difference. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the Spectrum version over time has not aged well, but this doesn't seem to have aged well either. For an Amstrad that could actually do a few more colours on screen, it's certainly displayed that, but I'm not sure they've picked the right colours to be displayed on the screen. a bit garish, and I'm pretty sure they could have made those look like gems and instead of circles. I mean, they don't even look shiny. It just looks like static. It looks like TV static kind of thing. I don't know. It's a shame because the game itself, as I say, is very playable normally. But this, with the animation here, it's a little bit jerky. The colour scheme is horrible, quite frankly, and it just sort of detracts away from an otherwise fantastic little game. It did have actually sequels as well. There was Boulder Dash 2, and I think on the C64 Boulder Dash 3. I'd have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure it did. But yeah, the challenge here is not to get squashed by the rocks, and which is, like I said, easier said than done. You've seen it happen a couple of times, and again, I wasn't paying attention, but that is just horrible. I mean, my eyes are bleeding. Again, it just would have been better if they'd not used pink. Pink is in this, it's shocking pink. It's not even a nice pink. I mean, this really should be leaning towards a Dungeon of Drax entry, really, shouldn't it? But it's not as bad as that. It has to be really bad for a dungeon, but it's borderline dungeon, I have to say. Anyway, that's been Boulder Dash. This has been the Retro Revival Show. I've been Rich, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you on the next video. Bye for now.